Hello, my name is Alejandra Sanchez and I am conducting my presentation on policing in Houston, Texas. Houston is a very large city that is about 8 hours north of the US-Mexico border, and it is a very diverse city because you have Middle Eastern people, Asian people, Africans, African Americans, Salvadorians, Hondurans, Venezuelans, Colombians, Guatemalan people, and you have your Mexican people, and you also have your Chicano community, which is like people whose parents were born in Mexico, but they were born and raised in the United States. And I guess I would be considered one of those people as well. So, my perception on the police has been that they are actually wanting the best interest for the members of the city and community in which they serve, and this is why. My life experiences have shown me that the police is there to protect people, and I listed that here in policing in my neighborhood. I grew up in a neighborhood where you had one section of the neighborhood that was behind a bridge, and you had a lot of shootings that would go on. Like if you wore the color blue or red on the wrong day, then something bad could happen to you, especially if you were just walking. And then on the other side of the bridge, which is where I lived, was a little bit calmer, but obviously you still had to be careful because this was a little bit newer, but it wasn't far off from where this other more dangerous part of the neighborhood was. And also, I say this because I remember growing up seeing Crime Watch posters, and at first I didn't know what that meant, and it felt pretty threatening, but obviously I learned what it meant, and it helped me learn that they were there to protect the citizens of the neighborhood. Also, my encounters with the police have thankfully been very positive. When I was younger, my mom and I have been in several accidents, and a lot of the time she would feel afraid to call the cops because of her immigrational status. But like I've said, we've gotten very supportive cops who were there like just to make sure that we were okay, and that the other person it would usually be somebody else at fault, that they would get the right consequences, I guess you could say. And also with like speeding tickets, which my parents have gotten a few speeding tickets, they have come across police officers who were just worried about their safety, and they did not look further to like remove them from their vehicle and take them somewhere else just because they didn't have a valid driver's license. Destructive perceptions of police in my community. So, a lot of people who are like my parents, who are undocumented, feel like they cannot go to the police because they are afraid that they will get deported. And so this is a destructive perception because it makes people like my parents, who are hardworking, feel like if, for example, my dad has lost a lot of materials on his work sites because other people come and steal them, and my dad has felt like he cannot report it to the police due to his immigrational status. And it's little things like this that add up that make us feel afraid of the police. And also, like, if you watch a video of a Mexican man or any type of Hispanic man who's not fluent in Spanish talk to a police, you can tell how afraid they are because they think that they're going to get deported. So that's why I said that, that the community can feel like the police is out to get them, and they could also feel like they're racist. I say that the police are out to get them also because there's a pretty large area in the inside of the city called, they're separated by wards. So you have 5 wards. You have first ward, second ward, third ward, fourth ward, and fifth ward. And this community has been known for high crime rates, but it's not the only place in the city who has crime rates that high. And so a lot of the times that the government tries to come and like restore the community, the people there feel kind of sketched out because they're not sure of why they're there. If they've never been there to support the people, why are they there now to come and fix everything up, you know? So it's kind of like a mistrust, strain situation type. How would I modify these destructive perceptions of the police in my city? Would it be that I would better educate the public on what are the real policing goals, instead of having the public feel like the police is just out to get people or like they're racist just because they're in Texas. Yeah, better education to the public. And also for this one that says how police could have a better culture with the community to integrate a better police community relationship, would be by having a better way to do community outreach. Never in my 20 years of living in Houston, Texas, have I seen any type of community outreach. It could be just because it's a large city and maybe I'm not there at that time, but also I've seen the way that police officers will like kick people off benches, even if they're public benches downtown, just because they're homeless and, well, they don't really look good. And so I feel like if the police would do a better job of that, then people without homes could feel safer, like trusting the police and going to them if they are endangered as well. What needs to change? If you would just give me a second. Okay. This question asks me to analyze in what ways police would need to change their culture, or ways that my community would need to change its culture so that they can have a better partnership with the police and the community. I left this blank because I figured I would answer it myself. 1 second. Analyze how we do change culture. Okay, so a way that I would change the policing culture in Houston would be, I can't really say that I would add diversity because the police is very diverse. I think the chief of police for a minute was a Mexican guy who grew up in Houston and was born to undocumented parents. And then recently, I looked on the Houston Police Department website and I saw that the new chief of police is an African American man who actually grew up in the Fifth Ward, which is one of the wards that I had talked about that had high crime rates a while ago, maybe like 10 years ago. I think it has become better now. So I can't really say that I would add diversity. I think a better way to explain that would be that I would continue to make policing diverse. And also, as for the communities, I would find ways to educate communities of like undocumented people to know that they do not have to be afraid of the police, rather they can go to them. Also, it would help the way that undocumented people are perceived, because a lot of people think that, oh, they are just trying to take our jobs or stuff like that. But if they were to report every little thing that happened that is worth reporting, obviously, then it would be evident that we're not bad people and we're here to work like it's America, you know, where it's the land of the free. And yeah, they are not from here, but they come to this land to serve also, as the police should be serving its people and the people who do good for the economy and all that good stuff. A way that doing all of these things would make for a better relationship would be that one side would know what's going on and the other side would know what's going on. And I think because of that miscommunication, it is hard for our community to bind. But yep, thank you. I am sorry that my slides are very empty and blank and that I do not have any sources, but I figured that what is a better source than life experience when it comes to talking about policing in my own community. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.